wonderful world of teaching, where we share tips and tricks in hopes that teachers will find a little classroom magic along the way. I'm Hannah, and today I wanted to continue my series on how to navigate challenging conversations, but this time we're going to focus on the students. I know in my credential program, I was taught how to manage my class. I was taught how to create strong procedures and manage behavior. But what I wasn't taught was how to manage conflict in any realm. And I feel like that's such a key component to being an educator, is how to solve problems with disagreements with parents, disagreements with your coworkers, administrative staff, and then of course students. And I see so much right now, the burnout that's taking place for teachers, the continual stress that they're taking home each day because of classroom behaviors. And while I don't think that it's okay for students to come in and act out, what I do recognize is that these students are missing something, whether that's their sleep, whether they're coming in hungry, or they're coming in tired. They might have feelings of stress or anxiousness, and that's not something that I was even taught. Social emotional learning was not part of my credential program at all. We did talk about the whole child, and so that's why I think I came in with some skills in order to support my students in my class. But what I recognized is when students came in, it was time to start the day. I had a list of stuff we had to get through. It was very scheduled, and there wasn't time for misbehavior because it was go, 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 go. So when there was students sleeping in my class or misbehavior or bullying, it was like, why are you doing this? I'm being kind, I'm showing care to you, this is a safe place. And I think a lot of it was, one, I didn't address that this was a safe place, that we treat each other with kindness. That wasn't part of my repertoire, I guess, or how I was teaching, my teaching style. I've grown a lot since then, but as a new teacher, it wasn't. And I started to learn over the years is that I don't know what the kids are coming in with. I grew up and my mom would have to rush off to school, and she would, oh, come on, we gotta go. And it was this rush and stress and make sure you grab everything. And we get to school around 7. We went to like the before and after school care. So I'd be at school from like 7 to like 5:30, 6 all day. And I just remember feeling so stressed out going to school. I'd sometimes be in tears because I might have forgotten something, or my mom was stressed, or I didn't wake up on time, and so she was angry, because she was stressed out taking us to school. And so as I became a parent, that's like one thing I held on to, not just because of that, but also watching kids get dropped off, and you can kind of see their head hang, and you can tell that they probably had a rough morning at home. I wanted to always make sure my kids went to school with a positive attitude, that I was trying to be as patient as I could. And I don't think we know what our students are coming into our classroom with. We do not know what their morning looks like. They may not have had food, they may have had a hard night's sleep, and there may be conflict at home that's causing them to be anxious or stressed or worried or scared. And all of these things come into our classroom, and they can either kind of settle down and calm the student, and the student feels safe. And sometimes it can be an immediate conflict and everything just blows up because they don't have a place where they can do that. And of course, we feel like it's a direct thing on us when that student is constantly asking the same question, or being silly, or shouting out something that's not appropriate in class. We don't take that time to just be like, hey, let's have a talk, what's going on? We don't have that time because there's so much that needs to get done. But I do think that that's really important. Obviously, that's what you do after. I do think when you're building those positive relationships with students, it also changes your mindset on students in your class. So when a student's misbehaving, it's like, that's not how so-and-so acts. There must be something going on. And you're always assuming that there must be something going on versus, this is just that kid that so-and-so had last year and they caused problems. Allowing students to have a new slate each year, to give them a new chance even each day, is so important. It's so important. If somebody brand new met you, but they already knew what other people had said about you and only the negative things that people had said about you, I mean, it's really hard to win them over. And I think that happens to so many of our students. Rita Pierson said, "Every child deserves a champion," and that stuck with me so much because I recognize that there's a lot of student behaviors going on out there, but if at the root you don't love children in your classroom, if you're not willing to be a champion for them, I do think that it's probably an opportunity to rethink this as a career. So much of education is supporting the whole child. It's not just teaching the curriculum, it's not just getting them to read, it's about loving them as an individual and recognizing that they have all the potential to meet everything. And we don't often think of all of that when conflict is going on. So here's a few things to think about. When you're in those moments, try to take a deep breath. Try not to engage with a student. And if you start to engage, pull back. The student, just, let it fizzle out. Okay, student made a smart comment or maybe was rude. Let it go and be like, hey, let's just chat after. You don't have to continue to fight with them. That's when it will explode. It will. Let it go. You can talk to them to the side. Imagine if you were, I had heard someone say this, imagine if you were sitting in a staff meeting and the principal decided to publicly, not shame, but reprimand you in front of your colleagues. Doesn't feel great, and I don't even want to think about it, honestly. And so that's how our students feel. I mean, they're just younger versions of us in a classroom with their peers. And it's so important for us as educators to want the best for our students. And when we see that they are trying to push against that boundary and trying to just incite anger or whatever it is, we need to recognize that there's something else going on. And it's not about us. It's not about our classroom. It's not about what's going on probably at the moment. There's probably something really hard going on with that student. So if anything, take away this, a bit of compassion for those kiddos. Try to write them a story. I do this anytime I'm driving and somebody cuts me off or something. It's like, oh, they must be in a hurry. I bet they have to go to the hospital. They just got an emergency call. They probably didn't, I know that. But it helps me be like, okay, that's all right. And I think that that's important for our students. It doesn't have to be true, the thoughts that we're thinking, like maybe they didn't get great sleep that night. Maybe they didn't get breakfast this morning. Maybe there's something that they're struggling with. Just create that. If you're able to say that in the moment, it really does pull yourself out. You're no longer being emotional in that moment, and there's an opportunity for compassion for that child and a little bit of a graceful way to navigate that conversation. I hope you found this helpful. Please feel free to like, share, or subscribe. If you're in a troubling situation or you've just had a student that's been really, really challenging, I just want to encourage you. Stay with it, continue to find ways to build relationships with them, and also just find that compassion for the student. You just never know what they might be struggling with or bringing in each morning to your classroom. I'll see you at the next one.